Sonjay Dutt and Abyss leave Impact Wrestling to go to WWE. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? TonyPizzaGuy here, back again with another episode on the Slam, and we got some huge news to talk to you guys as Abyss and Sonjay Dutt have left Impact Wrestling. These guys have been in Impact for a long time, and we'll get into that. But if you guys are new here, make sure you let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Make sure you smash that like button if you enjoy this, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. So Abyss is probably the longest guy that's been in Impact Wrestling, and Sonjay Dutt was in Impact Wrestling for a while. He left, and now he came back. And both men now look to be out of their Impact Wrestling contract to pursue other opportunities, and they're headed to the WWE. That is what the rumor mill is going on about. So it's originally reported by PW Insider. They're pretty legit. You know PW Insider. Everybody knows PW Insider. You guys know what PW Insider is. So they reported that their exit was coming and that they were allowed out of their deal to pursue other options recently presented to them. Now, if you don't know, WWE is looking to expand their operations. Now, we'll talk about them expanding and what's going to be going on. So Talent was notified of this change via email this week, today, I think it was, afternoon, whatever day this is going up, but I believe it's Wednesday afternoon was when they were notified. And then, according to sources, Conan and Tommy Dreamer will replace them on creative team. So if you weren't familiar with this, Abyss was the Impact Hall of Famer. He's been the longest in the company. He was working as a backstage producer with the company, and Sonjay Dutt was working with Don Callis, Scott D'Amore, and Jimmy Jacobs on the creative side of things. So if you take a look here and you think of the way WWE is working right now, they recently had a press conference call, and they had talked about, Triple H had talked about how they're trying to expand performance centers outside of the United States. So they did the UK one, and it looks like they're doing one elsewhere. And WWE is looking just to expand their operation like tenfold here, and they're literally trying to go all across the globe, create a market there, and take it over because they know they have the United States share, right? So they can go to the UK, do their thing over there, killing it with NXT UK, and then do some other stuff, maybe Japan, Mexico, Canada. I don't know what they want to do, but there's all kinds of room for them to grow, and I think they're going to do that. So bringing a guy like Sonjay Dutt, who's been working creative, knows the ins and outs. He did commentary for a while, and Sonjay Dutt also was an in-ring performer. And you have Abyss, who was in the company forever. He was actually offered a WWE contract in the past. WWE said, hey, I want you to come wrestle Taker. He didn't do it. He literally didn't wrestle The Undertaker at WrestleMania. He said in an interview that he had a chance to wrestle The Undertaker at WrestleMania, and he turned it down because he didn't think it was going to get used properly. He wanted to stay with Impact Wrestling. And that's what's happening here. Now is the time where these guys are going to come to the WWE, and it makes you wonder, what role are they going to play if they do come to the WWE? Now, it's not 100% clear that they are coming to the WWE, but it looks like either they're going to do backstage position, maybe something at the Performance Center, like I said, but somewhere they're going to be doing more than just wrestling. Now, I do see them, right, for Abyss and Sonjay Dutt. I think Sonjay Dutt could go to 205 Live and do some stuff there. I think Abyss could go to the main roster, NXT, whatever he wants to do some stuff there. But it's really just depends on what they want to use them for. I think these guys are more fit right now to be in a role of like the backstage or the Performance Center, or even just, help with creative, stuff like that, where they can put their hands in more than one thing and help grow the company that way. Bringing in these smart minds that have been in the business for a long time with an outside perspective, not WWE's perspective, that's something that WWE really needs to do, because they have all this outside talent, and they can use that talent to help grow the company even bigger than what it is. Literally, you can get a guy from over here and a guy from over here, put them together and go, whoa, okay, there's some fresh ideas we never thought of before. And that's literally what I think they're doing here. I do think that Sonjay and Abyss could both end up wrestling in the WWE, but I think those producer, creative, whatever, they were working with creative. He was working on producing. He also did some commentary. So there are roles there, right? There are roles there for these wrestlers to fill that weren't around years ago. When you think of wrestling years ago, when a guy would come from another company, they would be on the active roster. But now you're seeing guys that are coming in. They're doing like commentary. They're working at the Performance Center. They're learning how to help out the younger generation coming up, whether it's producing or putting on the shows or even just doing a backstage role. And I think, you see guys like Road Dogg who now have a backstage role, and he was a guy that was in the business for a long, long time. And I think a guy like Sonjay Abyss would be cool. I honestly think that I would love to see Abyss be a active member on the roster. I don't know that a match with The Undertaker would actually happen. Probably not. But it's something that I'd like to see, and maybe, I don't know. If they could get that Abyss character, I'm not sure how Impact Wrestling and their copyrights work. If Abyss owns his gimmick outright, Sonjay Dutt probably owns his thing outright. I think they'll be fine. But honestly, this is huge news coming out, and it makes me wonder what else WWE has up their sleeves. All this talk coming up about AEW, right? And there's also been rumors that WWE has offered talent double what other companies have been asking them. So this could have been a situation with Sonjay and Abyss where I see that WWE wants to offer me double what I'm making at Impact. Of course I'm going to go. Of course I'm going to step this up. And it's very telling of Impact Wrestling right now that they're going to let Sonjay and Abyss go. I mean, they have a long-standing relationship with both those guys. They're at a weird time in Impact Wrestling where they're like, we understand there's other wrestling and we want to showcase that and we want to make relationships that's going to help Impact and help other companies. And that's a really smart move for them to make. And we'll see where this goes. We'll see if Sonjay Dutt and if Abyss, come in and help out the WWE, or if they're just, one of those things that come over, it didn't really work out. Because Abyss was that guy. I talked about it. He was that guy over here who was like, WWE probably won't use me properly. And we saw what happened with Sting, right? I don't know if this is going to happen with Abyss because I think he's going to have more like a backstage role and maybe some on-screen stuff. But with Sting, when he came over, WWE didn't use him properly. And we all know that. We all saw that one play out. And Sting didn't get used properly. But this is big-time news there going on with Sonjay Dutt and Abyss. And I suspect that in the coming months to a year, we're going to see more of these guys from Impact Wrestling and all over the world, all over the independents and all over, maybe New Japan, maybe Ring of Honor, Mexico, anywhere. You're going to see those guys start funneling into the WWE. They're going to start making their mark in the WWE, whether it's in active wrestling role or it's going to be in a backstage role, because WWE's on this global takedown right now where they're going to put on the best version of UK wrestling that they know. So, how that works. Whether you like it or not, that's what's happening. They're throwing out their stuff. So it's like WWE's trying to grow, and they're trying to do this big thing. They have the Performance Center in the UK. So they're just grooming like millions of athletes to be WWE superstars. I mean, there's a lot of people that aren't even WWE or professional wrestlers, and they're just coming in and learning how to become professional wrestlers. So, I mean, it's a weird time to be alive. It is a weird time. And I said this before, and I'll say it again, 2019, if not 2020, is going to shape up to be the craziest year in pro wrestling ever. You have AEW coming out. You have WWE trying to take all this talent and sign them and make them part of the WWE roster. And it's going to be an exciting year for everything going down. It really is. So that's pretty much where I want to wrap it up today. I want to thank you guys for watching this. I seriously, I could talk on this for hours, how exciting I am for this. Because like Sonjay Dutt was one of those OG TNA guys who I really love to watch. And he was around the Omaha area. I grew up in Omaha, Nebraska, and Sonjay was in the Omaha area for a while. And Abyss, just a legend. I mean, he had so many great matches. You think about one of my favorite matches. If you guys never saw it, you should go check AJ Styles versus Abyss, 6 Sides of Steel. One of his greatest matches. It was so good. And I know Mankind's even a huge fan of him. And it's just so crazy the way things are playing out here. I mean, you got these guys who were wrestlers, and now, when you were a wrestler, again, I could talk on this forever, but when you were a wrestler, it would be like you wrestle and then your career is over. Now it's like you wrestle, but we're going to let you stick around because you got a lot of knowledge. We can put you in a producer role. You can be a creative role. You can be help with matches. You can go to the performance center. You can train talent that way. There's a million different things that these guys can do because they have been in that WWE system or in the pro wrestling system. And we're going to see that stuff flourish. And we're going to see these guys, that were around forever just continue to be around in the business. Like Shawn Michaels, he's at the performance center now helping these kids get better and better and better. And that's just what we're going to see with these legend talents that have been around forever. They're going to help people grow and they're going to make the business a stronger business. And I think now we're in another boom period. We're literally in a boom period. And if you're not realizing that, it's happening right now. So anyway, guys, that's what I'm going to leave you guys today. Do you like this? Do you not like this? What do you think of Abyss and Sonjay? And as always, we will see you in another episode of The Slam.